The Surat Sikh Conference is basically a conference that we wanted to start, and that's been going on for 2 years now. The conference brings together about 150 to 200 people from across the country. The main idea behind the conference was to get Sikh students and young professionals thinking about different aspects of their life and how being a Sikh impacts those aspects of their everyday life. So we have a bunch of workshops, we have guest speakers come in, and we have kirtan, and we have a lot of activities planned out for the attendees that they can kind of intermingle and gain a sense of sangat as well. We actually have people from all over, so our age range is from 18 to 35, that's who's allowed to come in, and we actually get people from 18 to 35, and we get a very nice spread across the country of people coming. You know, we have 20-some people from California this year, 10 or 11 from Florida, from basically all over the country.
Well, I really loved Surat last year. I met a lot of people from New York that I didn't know before, and coming from Texas with a very small Sikh community, it was really great to be a part of a conference where I saw people, I met people, I learned so much from them, and it was organized so well, and in a way that I could really learn about Bani and how I can incorporate Seva into my everyday life.
That we try to have a few guest speakers, and we've been fortunate to have very prominent guest speakers, and we're thankful to them. This year's guest speakers are Dr. Cynthia Kepley Mahmood and Harinder Singh, who's the Executive Director of the Sikh Research Institute. And then we also have Inderpreet Singh, who's also very well known in the Sikh community, and we're screening the Widow Colony and have the producer and the director there for a question and answer session.
Where human beings have suffered, as a human being, I intend to do something about it, okay? That's why. I think that's Guru Tegh Bahadur's answer.
I've been studying Sikhism and the Sikh community for about 15 or 20 years now, and I was invited to come here to the Surat Sikh Conference to talk to young people from North America about this generation's values and issues facing their community as they're on the cusp, really, of transition from an India-based religion to one that's global in scope. I just enjoy being with these young people. They're so full of enthusiasm and hope and love for each other. They need to meet each other. I mean, they're spread out across a continent. Some of them live in small towns where they're the only Sikh family. Some of them have never really met other Sikhs their own age. So they want to do that, and for me, it's both fascinating and beautiful to watch that process happen.
A few of you we've had these quite intimate conversations, even though I don't know you. And a few of you have given me hints that you're wondering, am I quite on the right path with this? With what you're doing. I hear this in you. So I want to sort of urge you to go face to face with yourself, all right? Please have the confidence of yourselves and your faith and your generation, you know, to stand up and lead this community. Because when you walk with your head in your hands, when you give yourself, right, to that which is more important than anything, which is the formless, the fearless, okay, and is embodied in the vulnerable, naked face of another human being, right, that total self-sacrifice, you know, that total giving over to love is what grace is.
How can you allow anyone to create a relationship with the divine? You have to do it yourself. It doesn't matter where you were born, what you used to do, what your family background is, what your social strata is, all that doesn't matter. What matters is how you're going to create a new future. This is an attempt to how to start thinking from a Sikh perspective rather than just a cultural or an Indian or a Punjabi perspective.
Also, we talked about our parents and the older generation, how they do a lot of things that they do is because that's how, they come from India and that was tradition, and they don't question why they do it, but it's just that's how it's done, and it will always be like that. But for us, we have the opportunity to change these things.
It's very important because in everyday life, you're kind of stuck and you're in your own world and you don't get a chance to think of this. So when the students come here, they actually really think of it and they learn a lot and they're presented with many opportunities. And last year's theme was Seva, so we got a lot of people who actually signed up to do a lot of Seva projects. They hooked up with different Sikh organizations, non-Sikh organizations, and they've been making a lot of progress on that.
And actually at the poster session that I went to, I met Amar from the Sikh Coalition, and at the time I was actually unemployed. I was a teacher. So I just told Amar, you know, I have so much time on my hands, so please let me volunteer or whatever it is. And I looked at the booth and I read a little bit about what the coalition does. I had no idea that they even existed before that. And I actually ended up applying for a job shortly after, and I got it. So, I mean, coalition, the Surat Conference gave me a job, so I was really thankful. I think it's a great way to meet people in different occupations. Who knows, when you want to make a project, let's say 2 years from now, and you know someone that's really great in marketing, or you know someone that has really great contacts on the West Coast, if you wanted to do it there per se. It's a great way to sort of build those networks and connections now.
There's not many forums where the Sikh youth and young professionals can come together and not only learn but feed off each other and be each other's sangat. So this is one of the few forums that provides that, and we do a very we try to do the best job we can of trying to provide a very educational experience along with a fun experience that they have a good time.